All right, so we're going to talk about the three options like I mentioned, but first let's talk about kind of the fundamentals of how we define different parts of the process for renovating properties and selling them. So what in other words are the high level sort of buckets, if you would, for what you could bring to the table or we could bring to the table in a transaction. So there's obviously three parts, at least from our side. We see that there's the deal itself, as far as vetting the opportunity, finding the opportunity, making sure it's a good deal, making sure that we have profitability, understanding the numbers, understanding what's realistically the cost to construct, the timeline to do that construction, the timeline to market, and ultimately to sell the property for what price. Okay, so that's really the first part of it, is the due diligence and the deal analysis and bringing the opportunity directly to the partnership or to the joint venture that we have. Secondly, we have the actual funding, right? So we need funding, obviously, to purchase the property. We need cash, or we sometimes leverage hard money to purchase the properties and actually take down the opportunity and ultimately fund the construction and fund all the costs, the holding costs, the carrying costs, et cetera, and the closing costs involved in the project. So that's the second part of it, is the funding. And then finally, the third part is the construction. So this entails obviously getting the right contractor, but first starting off with the scope of work development, making sure that we have all the items accounted for as far as what needs to be done to achieve that ARV that we're shooting for. So that's very important. And obviously running the construction project, handling payments to the contractors, handling issues that come up, handling change orders and requests for more money and cash flow challenges, all that kind of stuff that go on with construction management, if you would. And we typically handle that through Douglas J Development, by the way, just so you know. But we are looking for more folks that want to participate even in that angle. But fundamentally, the three parts we're going to talk about today in just a moment are going to be focused mainly on the funding side, because as much as we have access to a lot of different capital sources, hard money, private money, etc., we have found that some of the best deals have come from working with other individuals that typically bring capital to our deals, where we handle everything soup to nuts. You know, you or someone that you know that you bring to the table would be happy because they're getting a nice return on their capital, but they're not having to lift a finger, basically. That's the most common kind of synergy, because we have a business focused on renovating properties and selling them, and other people don't necessarily have that as their focus every day. They might be a busy professional, a corporate executive, a high net worth individual, someone who's out there that has capital sitting around not really making a whole lot, sitting in an account somewhere, that wants to put it to work. And so that's the most common type of individual or company that we partner up with in our joint venture partnerships. So we're going to talk about the three different ways that we can find ways to partner with someone like that, if that's you or somebody you know. All right, so stay tuned for some more on that.